Oh, hello. Welcome. Oh, it was just a hard cut. I thought I was going to do a transition, but there was no such transition. Welcome, everybody, to Assembly. I'm Drekken, and it's been not a while, but this is the first time I'm back in my setup. As you can see, I'm back home, and we are in for some smooth sailing for mob programming. We're here. We're going to be doing some coding and putting together this Protoss bot that has long been awaited. We are ever closer, finally, to putting it on the ladder. I think we are just around the corner. But let's talk a little bit about mob programming. Let's talk a little bit about what it is we're doing here and why we are doing it. I actually do now have the benefits of my lovely notepad, but what is mob programming? It's similar to pair programming, and except that there is the navigator, the driver, just like pair programming, and then the mob, which is you, those of you who are at home who are not part of the membership. And why are we doing this? This is just so we can practice coding. We're practicing coding a bot. Oops, make sure my microphone's pointing. Practicing coding a bot. And if you are just, let's say you are just getting off of going through tutorials and you're like, you know what, I need a project I want to work on, a bot is a lot of fun to do. And so instead of starting one up yourself, you can join us on this project together, and we're going to be working on coding this bot as a team so you don't have to feel lonely. And I'm doing these live sessions every Monday. So without ado, you know what, I think I'm going to actually end up getting slides so that I have to sit here and just talk to you without visuals. Next week, I'm going to get slides of like, why are we doing pair programming? Anyways, navigator, driver. So navigator sort of keeps an eye on the road. Driver does the coding, and then the mob helps as backseat. And then every 15 minutes, we switch in terms of thing. And you're like, okay, how do I get into this? So for the limited time, right now, I am currently building up the beta membership of the beta of my membership, which is what I'm aiming it to be is for those of you who are not quite experienced, not so mastery. Actually, let's get the coding stuff up. Will it actually transition over to our transition? Let's find out. Transition. Boom, yeah. Okay. So yeah, beta membership up. I'm working on it right now. It is currently in the founders setting. So that means I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be good for it. And if you want to be a part of it every Monday in the as part of either navigator or pilot, you want to practice coding with me here on this bot, join up in the membership. and we'll do that. Ooh, okay. And so I guess we should just get started. We'll see if any of our others join. I messaged Dog Tato and I messaged Mind Me, and we'll get started. You might also notice that part of my face is a little dark. That's because my other light broke when I was traveling. So we'll have to wait until it comes back in hopefully a few weeks. We'll see. Oh, speaking of lights. No, it's okay. All right, let's get started. Coding music begins. Let's just jump into it. With each session, I like to get to see. Well, this is not very fun. Let's better music. Can we get something a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Let's run the code and see where we land and see how our bot is. And then once we know what our bot situation is. Did I message Dog Tato? Yeah, I did message Dog Tato. Okay. We'll see where the bot is, where it lands, and then we'll get coded. Now, if I remember correctly, we were pretty much done, except for just cleaning up what happens and how long it sits at the before it goes and tries to get around to the opponent. Actually, is this the right? Are you guys looking at the right one? Yes, you are. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So he goes and he crashed. That's not ideal. And there is actually no error. That's not good. Okay. Well, let's just jump into it. I will have to assume that it has to do with the path to target. Path unit to target is maybe not working as so well. So I have two changes here that are in. Did I upgrade the Eris framework at some point? When was this? Oh, you know what? Okay, so I actually might need to do an update to the Eris framework, because you know what? I just realized it is updated for my laptop and I downloaded. So let's try to update here. I downloaded what I had worked on my laptop and I wanted to make sure. So let's what do we need? We need to actually, what was the update code for Eris again? Do I have it in my, or was it just a script? Was it just a script update? It might have just been a script. Yeah, okay, it's not in here. So what was the script to update it? My brain is foggy. Oh, scripts, update Eris. Found it. Oh, hey, Shadow Lowered Alpha. What's normal for code? Sorry, I was so busy like hunting down this script. Okay, let's do this update and see what happens. All right. Let's see if this solves our problem. If it doesn't, we'll start digging right away. But I think, well, I'm hoping this will solve the problem. What's all these extra, everything breaking after you forgot what you did? Yeah, that. When I first started this, I wouldn't say that I was a coder. I was more into like web design, but started this, I'm starting to realize that this is just the life of coding. You know, when I did web design, I cannot say that things broke as often. But then I would never call myself a web designer either. But I would have said that I dabbled a lot. And things didn't break as much as I feel like when I'm making a bot. You know, I turn my head and I come back, it's broken. And it's like, okay, well, rip. But I'm enjoying it. I enjoy that. I'm enjoying the process. So, oh, that's okay. Hopefully that update is good. Let's see what happens. I mean, if it doesn't work, what we'll do is I'll go back to check on the path units to target. Path units to target is probably where we're looking at is the problem. If this doesn't work, it's path units to target, and we'll kind of debug path units. And I actually put it in my notes that I was supposed to look into the debugger, but that is not. Oh, this is the wrong window, and I cannot see what's going on. It crashed anyways, so I guess that is what it is. Okay, I guess I have to bring back that sleep. I had sleep in here because now that I'm on my desktop, this is moving really fast, almost too fast. Where did the sleep? Did I get rid of the sleep altogether? No sleep? What happened to sleep? No sleep? What was this? Have you seen all the chatter around micro ladder maps? Was a hot topic this week. I think people have some idea, not sure who's going to build it, have some ideas. I took a peek. I saw that they moved it over to the micro ladder channel, but I myself did not read through what was going on in the micro ladder channel. I saw that there was some discussion about like the activeness of the ladder itself and like what it would take, but then it got moved over to the micro ladder channel, and I was like, I have to get started on Probots. I cannot get distracted at that moment. So if someone wants to just summarize to me what happened, that would be best. Okay, so we are crashing, and I'm gonna guess it is on. Okay, well, I can't remember. How do we use sleep here? Was it sleep 0.01? And this is like we'll say sleep timer to slow down the bot. Sure. And then I'm gonna go straight down into. Oh, I just realized there are two things I just realized. First of all, that template link is incorrect, so I need to fix that because we changed our GitHub URL. So Streamlabs, I'm gonna fix this link, and then second of all, the chat's not appearing here on the stream, so that's gotta get fixed too. So I gotta fix the stream link, and I gotta fix the fact that there is no stuff on this stream. So I'm gonna fix two things with. Chat box. Copy chat box link. Let's make sure that there's a chat in the link so that we can have it in the VOD. Sorry, I did not mean. Oh, was it in the URL? Oh, it is there. Okay, so it's there. You know what? I just wasn't looking and it is there. Okay, so it's there. Never mind. So then I just have to fix the link. So I'm just fixing that link is all I'm fixing because that is not correct. So good news is it is there. Where is... I'm supposed to... sorry, I'm trying to read chat at the same time. I was fixing links. what is the place to do so? I guess it would be a bot. There it is, chat bot. Then it's going to be under commands. And I believe, nope, that's timers. So then that is going to be under, there it is, GitHub. So our GitHub is actually verse-AI. Done. Okay, cool. And then actually have to change this one. And now we're at versus.ai.net. Cool. Okay, that's fixed. Perfect. Okay, where were we? So I was going to path, group to target, found it. Okay. If time is greater than so-and-so, let's debug it. So first let's double check and say, is this PM? I have a to-do, set a better target. Current target, investigate. Did I? Okay. So it's like if time is greater than 30 seconds and self equals PM, target, set current target. Grid squad. So let's, is it registering behavior? It is registering behavior. So that's correct. Did it get to this? Because I have a print here. Print current self target. Did it do that? Probably should have told it. So let's go print. Okay, let's try this again, just so I know that's the right one. And we'll see if it's breaking there. Okay, so what it was, chat has a timeout in stream, so you have set it to overlay or almost like, okay. I didn't follow the micro ladder conversation, but someone is gonna draw up a document on the wiki and with all the proposed changes. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll see. If it happens, it happens. All right, is this the right window though? Question for the ages. Nope, it is not the right window. Wow, where's the other window? There it is. There it is. Okay. So then the bot goes here and then it kind of sits here for a second. And then what happens after 30 seconds? All right. Kind of chills. And then this is the target. So it goes into this loop. But then it printed another one. What is this? Where's this print? There is a print that I do not know of. Okay, there's this print. Okay. So it's going to both of these. Oh, how are you getting this target at this time? Maybe the target we're setting is causing it to crash. Adjust success at distance, increase danger distance, increase success threshold. So that's not what that was the problem. That water I just drank tasted not very good. Okay. Let's try. What do I have set for 30 seconds? 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Here it is. Okay. If not, self time equals self time after 30 seconds. So, oh, maybe this is what's happening, because it's like, if not self melee has combat started and self time is greater than 30, if self launch attack equals true, this should happen. Oh no, it's doing it now. Here it is, right? So this is right. Should circle around to attack now on PM. So this is happening right now. So what we could be suffering from right now is that the coordinates might not be right, because look at this. I'm just kind of setting random coordinates here, which is essentially this enemy start location. Yeah. So this could be a problem. What if we don't do this? What if we just say the enemy start location? What happens? Let's just go to the enemy start location. I mean, when in doubt. I don't know why that water tastes so weird. Tastes like dirty mop water. Okay, hold on. Let's see what this bot's gonna do. I don't think you finished. The chat is still vanishing after some time. Yeah, it's supposed to vanish after. Well, actually, I have to see how much time. I'm not sure. I have to double check after this run. I'll check. I don't kind of like how they settle. That's weird. They're not settling where they're supposed to, but we'll take it one step at a time. Are you gonna go to the enemy start location? What happens? Okay, they're going. Okay. So now they're going. So yeah, whatever coordinates I had. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Oh, what's happening here? Well, that was a little weird. I mean, this is kind of cool, but that was not quite what was supposed to happen. But I mean, that was really good, but I just don't know why it worked. I have no clue why it worked. I have no clue why it worked the way it did. That's a little problematic, but at the same time, it's kind of cool because that like actually really worked in its favor. Will I actually win? This is no, you can't win that. Okay. I don't think you refresh your chat box. Enemy pylon too strong, need to go around. Okay. So it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to not, like, if it sees the enemy, to avoid it. And then when it gets to the pylon, then go all out. But there was a moment there it walked straight into the enemy's fire, and I don't think that was the right answer. So I think we can tweak around with the we'll tinker around with the sensitivity as I have in some of my notes here. See, to do PM, increase the sensitivity of the enemy being close to the pylon. So that crashed. That is going to be some of the problems there. Okay. Let's fix the chat box thing so that it lasts longer. How long does it stay on the screen? Can I actually, what's this chat delay? Okay, I think I figured out how to change that. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, so I just need to update it, I think. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my chat box so that okay. Now, if someone could please chat so I can make sure it works, that would really help. Someone say something. Okay, so while that happens, while I wait to see how that's going, let's go find out the sensitivity. So that's going to be path group to target. So we have test failed. Lols. Yeah, seems to stay there. Cool. Oh, it left again. Rip. Maybe I didn't. Oh, did I not? No, I did do it. Hold on. Like, did I not change my scene? But I did change my scene. Okay, hopefully that works. Let's see. We need to path group to target. What do we have options here? So we have the sense danger, smoothing, sensitivity. So let's maybe play around with sensitivity. Default is 12, I think. Actually, let's change the success distance. Success. Let's say 2. So, you know, away from the enemy thing. Sense danger is default false, which is not true. I'm pretty sure there's danger distance, danger threshold. Those all seem good. Danger distance. Oh, here we go. So danger distance. Maybe try using debug methods and draw some info on the screen may help in real time. So that is a good suggestion. It's funny because I have put it on my list to do to actually figure out I've only used the debug method a couple of times. I've only used it once, and that was in a different project, and I don't remember where or how to get it back again. So I believe actually if I open up is it Nanny? No. It might be DragonBot. So if I open up a new window, can I open up a new window and see if DragonBot has the debug code in it? It's like, I don't want to hunt it down anywhere else. I don't know if DragonBot has debug in here. Debug. Okay, he does not. So I would have to go look up the method for the debug stuff. There is a Bernie one, and I'm sure if I searched, I would find it. But I am hesitant to do it while in the middle of the stream. Also, my text did not stay. It disappeared again. So assuming Python is the same in Google observation, you can call debug.drawText or some similar method. I assume it's similar to the raw research. Yes, so it is something like that. I guess I could, let me see if I can find it. Exactly how it works in Python. GitHub. Just go quickly run it and see if I can find it. I actually like this music. Bot. Just remembered. So tomorrow my Bits of Code episode comes out again. My next Bits of Code episode. And I actually have to remind myself I need to update the files that have this episode's Bits of Code bot in it. Debug? Where is it? Oh, I found it. Okay. Let's see if I can just put this in here. Let's toss this inside, and let's say this goes right into. It's right under the class. Let's go, and let's put it here. Let's see what happens. And this is debug. Oh, I need to import 0.3, I think. But where do I want? If I want to keep my stuff clean, and then where's what is 0.3 from position? So it's position, and then it's 0.3. So, are you sure you wanted to portray the Terran race with the humans watching your stream? Good question, Daniel. These are all good questions. Yes. I do want to betray the human race. Not that I don't like humans, but programming is like 90% looking for things up and putting things you find together in different ways. 10% figuring out why everything exploded, and 5% wondering why when you rebuilt it, it worked just fine. So this, I feel like that would make a good shirt. I feel like that would make a really good freaking shirt. Oh, is that broken? Okay, well, that's broken. And then why did my chat not stay on the screen to this day? I do not know. Let's try this again. Was I supposed to save something? Why wouldn't it? Oh, I need to save the settings. That's probably why. All right, well, that was my bad. I just didn't save the settings, so that hopefully should fix it. Oh, you know what? So let's change our goals. So we did react to the map, so that's done. So right now, the only thing we need to do, looks like we're not reacting to the map, we're reacting from Scout. We need to do for our goals today is get path to target to work. That's it. We need to get path to target to work, and then once that's done, we can just toss them on the ladder. I think we're done. I think we're actually done after this. Once we'll obviously drop the debug once. As soon as we get the path to target to work. Is this the right screen? Let's find out. Nope. That is not the right screen. There we go. Okay. I don't like how they kind of bunched up here. Okay, there we go. Okay. They fixed themselves. I don't know why they fixed themselves, but they did fix themselves, so that's a good news. Be nice to kind of get them so that they didn't have to fix themselves, so they actually arrived where they were supposed to be without... Okay, so you're running, you're going here, and you're like, oh no, there's the enemy. We'll go a different direction. Let's go this way. And they're like, okay, let's go around. And they're like, oh, here we are. We're here. Oh. Okay, so we maybe have to set the success rate to be higher. Because we want them to still get here and then call it a day, but like... What's happening here, by the way? So, yeah. That's a little not ideal. I mean... like... yeah, look at that. That's not quite what we want. We could say if the enemy pylon... so we could actually say if there's no enemy pylon. So if we haven't seen the enemy pylon... what could we do? We could actually do something like, okay, we could do a proximity to enemy pylon and be like, if you're not near the enemy pylon, then path unit to target. So right now sensitivity. Oh wait, I just realized it didn't print anything. What happened to that debug, by the way? Was I supposed to call that? Oh, was I? Did I not call the method? Am I supposed to call this method in the... I'm probably supposed to call this method, though. Am I not? I'm guessing. Okay, I am. That's why it's not there. Question is, how do I want to use this? Can I just maybe just pop it in here and see what happens? But I actually don't know very much about this debug itself, so I will be a little bit lost in how to best use it. Because I would have to call this thing, and then I would have to... okay, well, let's... sorry, I'm actually just kind of looking into some of this debug now. It caught my attention. Debug square point 3 position. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... I'd actually need to read up on how to use this debug. So I'm gonna... so let's go over to our sensitivity. I just realized that the sensitivity of the sensitivity we're running a problem with is actually path unit to target. I only did this path unit to target sensitivity to the range. I actually didn't do the same thing with melee, so we have to fix that. So path unit to target. You will probably need to, if self-client send debug, if that exists, I'm guessing, as well through make it show up. Let me just double check. From the things that I see, I don't know if you have to actually do a self.client.send, or at least in the way that I used it last time. I mean, I probably could ask my AI and give me suggestions on how to use it properly, but let's tinker around with this first, and then we'll come back to that. So, success at distance. If a unit has gotten this close, consider path behavior complete. So if we say path unit to target, okay, so we actually wanted to do something. Okay, let's figure out what's the best logic here. Because you're like, okay, if you're not in self-melee combat and the time equals 30 and we're at the map. This is it. So combat started is what actually gets them locked out of this loop. So if we don't have combat started, then our bot's gonna try to run in there and just get himself killed. And we don't want that. So what we do want though, is we want the bot to go there. So we could say something like, okay, if you're not at the enemy start location, like we can put that in here as well. It's like if you're at the enemy start location, you do this as long as you're not there. Instead of melee combat started. So we can actually take off melee combat started as a condition and be like, if you're not at, yeah, maybe we'll do that. What did we do for proximity before? So we actually said self.pylon. And so we said pylon. Can we do the same thing for enemy pylon? So let's say, what about like if you're not at the enemy pylon? Wait, did we check for low distance to pylon before? How did we do the okay, so it's like if self.pylon proximity ground enemy equals self.pylon get units in range. So we did do something. Oh, that was just to check if someone is close to our. Could we check if our army is close to the pylon? Probably could do that. Okay, why don't we do this? Let's say, and then we'll go like self dot enemy pylon. Self-destructors unit pylon filter lambda unit is enemy. I actually don't think you can. I don't think you have to do that. I believe you could actually. Well, is that true? Is that a thing? Oh my god, that's a real thing. I mean, it's not the way I originally would have done it. I would have gotten the enemy structures and then. But this seems like this works well too. Okay, I mean, okay, Okay, and then let's say, what if, how did we do this? So we were like, we use proximity ground enemy if units self-meteor get in range. Start point is the position of the pylon. So we checked if there was enemies near the pylon. So how could we check if we are close to the enemy pylon? We could do a flag. We could be like, we could check the enemy. We could check our army's position. Control main army. What do we have? Are we checking ourselves, our positions at any particular time? And we'll have to probably put a flag to make sure. Okay, let's check control attackers. So could we could check if the squad position, we could check if the squad position is near self.enemy pylon. Because if we said, okay, so probably set a flag that says at enemy's pylon or something like that, and it's like, okay, let's set a flag. Let's go to our flags. What do we have here? Arrive. We actually have an arrive flag. We can actually use this arrive flag, because I don't think this arrive flag is used in it's not used in PM, is it? Check defense position. I think we're not using this. Oh, maybe we will be able to reuse this. How are we using this arrive flag before I try to reverse? Check defensive position. So you could write actually a similar. We're not using it anymore. We're not checking. We're no longer checking. So we can actually maybe repurpose this to do exactly what we want. So this is no longer being activated. Check defense position. So we actually said if self full attack. Okay, it's good we noticed this, because if self full attack or self defense position. So I'm not going to I'm going to actually, we're going to actually write another one. So we're going to actually take this code and I'm going to reuse this. I'm not going to, so I'm actually going to take this and then I'm going to check. I'm actually going to say attack position. And then we'll actually change this to say check attack position. And then we'll say something like, if self arrive, then true. So we'll actually repurpose this. I don't need to check if this is useful because it can still be. So if not self enemies, return checks if the nearest, and this used to check if here. So if self.stalker's position, all units equals further than self-defense position. If all units empty, self-derives equal true. What if I do this? Do I want to check? Where is this getting this? Where is this getting this from? It's a 0.2. Is that it? That can't just be the only place it's getting this. So self-def. Self-def position. I'm constantly checking the where are these? Why are these fixed ones? What is this? Oh, this is BMA. Okay, so that's not a big problem. These are BMAs, so actually probably can you reuse these? Yeah. So if I actually reuse this to search. Okay, so let's try. Self to position. Why don't I actually just give this to the AI and have it say, instead of trying to rack my head around it, I'm just gonna say, hey, little AI, what do I want to do? Check if units are near self dot enemy pylon. If they are, return true. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if it figures out what I want it to do. Okay, so it's like if that enemy pylon. So first, you obviously want to make sure that if the pylon exists, for the pylon, all units equals units to self units closer than 3 to self enemy pylon. If not, all units empty. So true arrive. Actually, I don't mind that logic at all. I am willing to let that go. Sometimes I like to give the AI little things because I just, you know, don't want to give it too big of a task, and it sends me check the unit to the nearest unit to enemy pylon. And then what we want to do, we'll go back to our method, which we'll say was path units path group to target. And then what we'll say actually is if not self arrive, and then that should keep the loop closed until we arrive. And then the same thing for melee. So if self and then if not self arrive, okay, let's remove some of the danger distance thresholds. Okay, I feel like we are a little bit more in a healthier space. We'll leave the success distance at 2.0. Might want to dial that up a bit, but I feel like success distance may not matter because I think the gate is at 3, so it's like irrelevant at this point that it needs to be at either 2 or 3. And there is a way to do also in the ARS frameworks that once a thing is passed, then it automatically goes to the next thing. But I've never figured out how to get that to work, and I'm not very good at that for whatever reason. I just kind of just break out of logic gates. Okay, so this is not the right window. Let's go. No, that is not the right window either. This is the right window. There we go. All right, so here they are. So let's see, the worker is going to crash. So let's find out which one it does. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, so now they're like, okay, we're going here. We're going. Do they think that they've arrived? They do not think they've arrived. They saw an enemy. And they're like, oh, we're going to go this way instead. Okay. So we're going to have to debug to find out at what point they decide that they have arrived. So I have a feeling they're going to be like, uh-oh. Okay. So I think we do need to have combat started yeah, okay. So something's happening there. So we're actually gonna keep combat started in here. So if not, we're gonna say if not, I don't know if I want to do this though. Maybe we want to make this cleaner and just say okay, so like what if we say so if not self-arrive, let's do this. So let's say if, then we'll go like this, tab over, and we'll say, we'll go like this. Or, yep. So we're like, if not self-arrived or melee combat started. So if neither of these two are true, and if the time is over. Oh, will this keep me trapped in here though? That's not good. No, because if neither of these have happened, then it will pass over. I want to make sure that I am. So go if not self that arrive or melee combat started. So if this is false. Right, okay, so this is. So if this is false, which is it's going to be immediately in the beginning, it's going to try this, and it's going to, oh no, it's not this, and then it's going to go, okay. No, then it's not going to, then it's going to be in this little kind of loop, because then this won't be, then it'll kind of get trapped in here. Or will it? Okay, well, I'm not going to get myself all tied up in a knot. We'll just use an and statement back up there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just make it a little cleaner, but I might, whoops. That is not. What just happened? Okay. And then I need to bring these back over. One. If da 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 and da 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 da. Okay. And then I'll need to do the same for the melee. Oh, I actually did do this. No, because I said if not melee combat started. Ah, I see. I already had this for the melee. what I did not know. Oh, I see. I just did this and then I just put them all in that loop. That's actually nicer. That's what I was trying to do, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me that was the best answer. Okay, let's do that instead. That's cleaner and it is nicer. So then we'll go like this. If. And then we'll go like this. But then we'll also bring all these over. Yeah, much better. Or is it? Hold on. Hold on. But then I will actually end up. Oh, then I'll end up. Maybe that's not what we want. Because then it will actually bypass my close ground enemies. It's okay for the melee because the melee don't have they don't have to do stutter step back. So what if, yeah, that would actually violate my stutter step back. But that's fine though, actually, because if we're like, okay, once you're in combat started, you actually just want them to be, okay, never mind, this is fine. This works out. Because you're like, oh, if there's no ground enemies, so if you haven't arrived and there's no whatever, but we don't want it to be, I don't know how I ended up making this more complicated, because actually this is like, if arrive is true, skip over this. Okay, but if we haven't arrived, okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. I don't know, I tied myself into a knot for a second. And then we want to be like, okay, same thing here. So we're gonna be like, okay, if we haven't, oh, I already have arrived here. So if not self-arrive and self-time, do this. Else do that. Okay. But if melee combat has started, actually doesn't matter. Oh, they do have their own thing going on here if melee combat has started. Okay. So I think more or less. So let's change the circle path to distance target. Danger threshold is 5. So the threshold by default is 5. Danger distance is 20. Let's run this and see what happens. What did I call this stream? I feel like I was supposed to call it something different. Oh well, it's fine. Oh, snap, what happened? Oh, 306? What's happening on 306? Oh. Okay. I'm hoping. Hey, Pablo, how are you? Oh, this is not the right window. Uh-oh. Yeah, something went wrong. Okay. So my logic did not work as I wanted. So let's go back a bit. See what happened here. What are you coding, Pablo? Oh, I've gone too far. So, self to arrive or combat started. That should be okay. Let's see what happens. Doing based website for managing magnet links like Django. Okay, hold on. What's going on here, boys? Let's make sure they're. You know what I forgot to do is a print statement so that when they arrive, I know that they arrive. All right, come on, boys. Go, go, go. All right, here they go. They see an enemy, they're like, oh no, enemy. And they're like, let's go this way. And they're like, let's come around this way. And they're like, ah, we're here. And then they're like, never mind. Forget about it. Which is not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be like, oh. I mean, this is also kind of good too, because then they're like, oh, let's go here. Now they're like, we're at our destination. That's a little weird though. Like, I mean, kind of works. In a weird roundabout kind of way it works, but like in a non, oh no, 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 no. What do you guys go? Ah! I mean, wow. Hey, I think we kind of won here. Okay, that was weird, but I started 2 days ago. I hope we'll be finished tomorrow. I hope you're finished tomorrow as well. That was not ideal, but it was not. What if we turn up the success distance? What if you're like success distance equals 5? What happens then? What if you're like success distance equals 5? Strangely enough, though, it should have actually, as soon as they got attacked, it should have broken them out of it. I have to figure out what happened there. So let's say success distance equals 5. Then let's go to arrive. So we need to actually, okay, so let's say, can you tell me if we arrived? So let's say print self.arrive. So we know that it arrived. Right now it's just checking the stalker position. But this is the wrong thing. So then let's actually go here, which is what we're supposed to do. We'll see if we're arriving. If not, self-enemy units return. This is not relevant. Let's see. Oh, I like this song. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have the right one. Let's see what these boys do. Oh, they're not actually doing what they're supposed to be doing here. Why they're not forming up? Oh, now they're forming up. There we go. All right, let's see if these boys will make their way around. Is that 42? Yeah, 42. So they're like, oh, hi, we're going, we're walking, we're walking, we're walking. Oh, oh, oh. And then they're like, ah, we got attacked. Oh no. Why are we running right into cannon fodder? Man. What? My bad. My dude. Yeah, that was a disaster. Okay, so that was a disaster. Did they ever say they arrived? So they did not say that they arrived, ever. They did not say that they arrived. Congratulations, Pablo. AIs of the game, of course. Well, that means it's time for the ladder. So it did not say it arrived. Actually, can you check my logic of check attack? It's supposed to when the units get to the enemy pylon, return true. It seems to be correct. The method checks if the self-arrive actually is already true. Which is what it should do, so it doesn't. Yeah, if true. Indicating that units have already arrived at the check position. If not, it proceeds to check if there is an enemy pylon. There is retreats. If there... Oh, should it be the enemy pylon's position? Hold on. It should be enemy pylon dot position, no? Which should be enemy pylon dot position. Why does that not light up? Um, Maybe it'll be fine. Let's see what happens. Actually, that if I just put it as position, that might work. Let's see what happens now. Am I calling this method? Wait, am I even calling this method? Hold on. By the matrix. I am not. So that's one reason. I'm not even calling the method. Okay, let's try. Let's do this too. Now let's try that. I wonder if one of my new lights could come back. Well, good news, it didn't crash on the beginning. And then what happens? We're like, okay, let's we'll be like, okay, let's go around, right? All right, 5 more seconds, and then they're like, oh, okay, let's go. And then they're like, nah, B, there's an enemy here. Oh, what happened here? So you're stuck. Okay, let's go check. So it checks, it goes if there's enemy pylon, all units. What is all units considered of? All units, self units closer than 3 to enemy pylon position. Can't recheck, maybe needs to check if the path is valid for ground units. Check that in a second. Closer than, which is a distance and then a float. So then it's like all units equals unit equals self.units closer than 3 self.enemy pylons position. That should work. If not all units empty, then it's true. This makes sense to me. But we didn't print arrive, so it didn't go off. Maybe okay. maybe, okay, so print this. So print enemy pylon's position. So let's see if there's an enemy pylon position. So let's see if we see this. So then we'll see if we get the pylon, the enemy pylon's position. Enemies. So then let's go down here and see what's going on with our behavior. So we're like, okay, if it's ranged, then if we haven't arrived or melee combat hasn't started and the timer's over. So if melee combat started, you skip this whole thing. Just skip this thing. And then you're like, else if ground enemy, da 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 da. Okay. Same thing. If the combat hasn't started, and if combat has started, then what happens? If you're like combat has started, then you go down here. If close enemy, da da da. If there's no close enemy, oh, maybe current target gets changed up. Okay. So at that point, maybe current target's messed up because of the timing. So we actually might be having problems with the enemy targets. Sure, Pablo. What's your tip? Let's hear your tip. We're doing mod programs. If you got a tip, this is probably the time. I may not always accept that tip. I may not take it, depending on what I'm trying to accomplish. But I'm always open to listen. You can take the position on the closest enemy. Well, for that specific thing, I am actually trying to get them to test, flag it for when they arrive. Okay, let's make sure this is not the right. All right, here we go. You'll have to elaborate a little bit more, Pablo. Oh, close to. I'll check that in a sec. Okay, I'll check in a second. Let's see what happens here. I'm actually already using the closest to, though. On when I'm checking for the distance to the pylon. Let's see what happens. So they come here and they're like, oh, no, let's go a different direction. And the enemy's like, hey, we're coming after you. And they're like, we're coming around this direction instead. And they're like, hi. What's annoying is that combat had started, so they should have actually broken out of that quite early, but this is looking like it's going to be a tie. No, never mind. I'm going to win. Okay. So that worked, but that was a little janky. So, where are we? And then, did we at any time say that we arrived? No, we did not arrive. At no point did we say we arrived. So then, so it didn't see. It did not say that it arrived. Is it even calling this? So let's print this. So like print. Let's just see. Let's make sure this method is being called, because I am not seeing anything. I'm using closer. Oh, sorry, I'm using closer than, not closer to. I could probably use the scythe on closer to. Maybe that speed up performance, but that's not necessary right this moment. We just need to get this logic working. So let's see if we're at least calling this method. Okay, so we're at least calling the method, so it's working. I guess I could have just let it just go on for a bit and see, but that's not necessary. So it's not checking. Maybe we can check if there's, maybe we don't see the enemy pylon. Maybe this isn't working. So if self enemy pylons, so self enemy pylons and structures equals da da da. So we're like self.enemy pylons equals self.structures pylon. Is it, maybe I need to get enemy structures. Is that it? Let's pull up Eris framework. And then look at the API. If I remember correctly, is there a way to check enemy structures? Maybe we have to like go over it and go over enemy structures. No, that's to get the enemy units. No, this is self.structures. Maybe it's like self.enemy structures. But this might not crash because this might crash because you don't see an enemy structure. There's no enemy structure here. There's no qualifier. We need to qualify. Because if I'm like self.enemy pylon and there's no pylon, it will, if there's no enemy pylon, it will crash. Especially since you don't see it on the first. My pylon is different because my pylon spawns and I see it. So if I'm like, how can I check? How do I, what's a good way to check before adding self.enemy pylon? Is visible? So like if, yeah, but you can't. I don't think you can go if enemy pylon, because what if we went if enemy structures? Something like if enemy structures. No, sorry. If self dot enemy. There's only one. So what if we're like self dot enemy structures? Yeah, let's try this because like realistically, there's only the pylon. So for like, you know, if self dot enemy structures, then it's a pylon, obviously. So let's try this. So if we're like, okay, if there's an enemy structure, then self.enemy structure is equals, or self.enemy pylon equals, you know, I feel kind of good about that. Let's see how that works out. Nope, I was wrong. Has no attribute enemy pylon. Ah, I see, because it doesn't exist. Yeah, you were right, Pablo. So we can just say like, else it's none. The simplest way is like else, and then it's like, if enemy pylon assumes it's not none. Self.enemy pylon equals none if there's no enemy structure. Huh. Yeah, so that works. Let's see. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, we're almost coming to the end of this stream. I always know we're getting close. Okay, we'll find out in a second. You are correct. None does not work. It does not like none. I mean, we could even just not check the position. Why don't we just not check the position until there's a pylon in the first place? Because like that's really the problem right now, because we are trying to check the attack position, and if there's no pylon, there's no need to check the attack position. What if we're just like, no attack position until, let's see what happens now. Just treat him as an object of the code. Oh, I see. What happened? We're checking enemy pylon position. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's bring that back then. I think if it's just like this, unit equals none. Okay, let's try this. Types in Python are very good stuff. No attribute position. This is my so this is only if this should be if enemy pylon position. Oh, because I'm asking if the pylon if it exists. Now I see. Okay. I see what I okay. I need to change this a second. So it's like since there's no enemy pylon, obviously there's no position. Even if I put it as none, you can't do that. So you need to, what do you need to do? Like ideally, it just makes sense not to call this method in the first place if there's no enemy pylon. There's no enemy pylon. Oh, I'm getting hungry. When I'm getting hungry, I'm getting hard to think. So, if self.enemy pylon, so it checks if there's an enemy pylon. But I really don't want it to run this. What if I just tell it not to run? So we're like, okay, check enemy attack position. Self.arrive retrieves data. Anyways, the self.arrive retrieves data. That is but self.arrive only runs if I run this method. So what's the best bot that open source to get started learning? Well, there's a template. Right now, if the enemy pylon isn't there, you return true. Yes. Joseph, if you want to get started, there's a template. Is there an exclamation? Hold on, is there a command for me to just tell you to get access to the template? Let me see if I can. It's on our GitHub. Commands. No, I'm getting to be hungry. When I'm hungry, I have a hard time thinking. Oh no. Okay. Just exclamation mark get? Is that true? Can I reply to someone specific? Can I just be like, let's pop it in here in the chat. Oh, it did. Okay, it did pop it in there. Actually, let me link directly to the template so you can find it easier. Actually gonna change it so that the bot actually just gives you straight to the template. I feel like the most likeliest thing I'm going to link here is going to be this template because I'm going to get that question over and over again. And yeah, there we go. And then we're going to change it so that you want to find out the template. And then hopefully this week I will be able to work on I'm actually work on a guide to get started before Probot start. So let's hopefully I can get that done in time. Okay, let's get back to this example. Okay, so what we were saying, yes, anyway, it arrives, it's true. What if we just don't check? What if we don't check unless there's an enemy? Don't check the position at all unless if there's an enemy structures. And we actually get rid of the none. Let's see what happens. Because I don't want it to like Like if it loses vision, I don't want it to just crash because there's no unit structure. So we'll go like this. I like this song. Yeah, but there's no enemy structures on this. There's no enemy structures on this map, and that crashed. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Check attack position. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is. Maybe it actually is finding enemy structures that are not pylons. Maybe that's correct. Maybe that is indeed what's happening. Let's actually not check. Let's confirm. Let's disable the check attack position. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is finding enemy structures that are not pylons. Maybe I'm being incredibly presumptuous. I'm just assuming that it's not seeing the enemy pylon. I don't think the bot has vision. See, okay, so hey, oh, it does see the enemy pylon. You do get the enemy pylon. Interesting. So it's actually in vision. Interesting. For some reason, I didn't think you got the enemy pylon's vision. Oh, I got the wrong screen up. So you do get the enemy's pylon, even though it's not in. Okay. Okay, I don't really need to finish that. I just need to know. So you get. Okay. Maybe I need to print the pylon's position. For buildings, you can see them in the fog of war if they would show up for a player. Units, you will get them for a moment and they'll vanish for the same as a player. If it remembers to use a weight. This is an interesting conundrum because you do see it on. So it's on the first step. So it should be on the same step that I see my own pylon. So I actually probably don't have to do if. So let's see if we can see the, let's first like see if we can see the position of the pylon. So let's say, can you print enemy pylon dot position? So if I see it on the first, let's see if we at least get a position back. Because if we get the unit, maybe we can get a position on the start. That'd be good. Let's find out. Okay. Oh, it has no position. Just in general, it just has no position. That's weird. Which explains why it wasn't lighting up. Oh my god, is it? Am I just losing my mind? So is it like 0 enemy pylon dot position? Oh. Let's try that. I forgot it's like a list. Out of range? Well, at least it's a little bit, at least it's better. What do you mean out of range? Uh, let's put it in our delayed start. That way we, whoops, I took a lot of things with me. I just need this. Let's put in. We'll get it to print here in our delayed start. Let's see what happens. Why in our delayed start? Because I remembered we did a delayed start because I think it doesn't show up on the first frame. So let's see. If it's empty, then it's out of, yeah, so it is empty. Yeah, so we could actually do that. Okay. We could do an if statement where it checks to see if there's something in there first before it actually calls it, which is probably the best answer. Yay! It got it! It got it! Oh my god, it worked. There it is. All right, so we know the enemy pylon thing works. All right, there we go. All right, we got the enemy pylon, so that works. So that's right. It just doesn't. It just can't check it on the first frame. Just can't check it on the first frame. So that's the situation, because that is where it's causing the problem. I remember that now because it doesn't check it on the first frame. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Okay, so we know we can't, this can't be used on the first frame. I mean, realistically, it probably should come after. So we can't do it on the first flame. So check attack position. This is pylon position 0. Wow, what is wrong with my fingers? So there, that should work for the enemy position. Dyson, thank you so much. That is like the nicest thing someone said to me. I really appreciate that. I'm just like, oh shit, I'm so terrible. I'm just all over the place here. Okay, so we know now that enemy pylon 0 position. Bam. Okay. Oh, I like this song a lot. This is my favorite song on this playlist. So what we need to make sure though is it does not call this until we just need to make sure it does not call it before the first frame. So we could be like, okay, if yeah, sometimes though probably you have to, I take sometimes I'm trying to look over at the same time of what you're saying and then rationalize what's going on at the same time. I'm trying to do two things at once. You'll have to give me a little bit of some leeway. Okay, so we cannot check this position until we have we cannot check on the first frame. Okay, so on step, oh, this song is so much. Yep. Okay. Where are we double checking? Enemy pylon. And really, we probably shouldn't. Well, I guess it doesn't matter as long as we don't check the method. Okay, so we can actually check here. So we could say if enemy pylon. I mean, yes. Well, we'll see. Shadow Lord Alpha. There is a. I don't want to read. We have something coded in here already to ensure that. So that's delayed. We have our delayed start. So we have our delayed start already built in because of that, so that we make sure. So then if it's not self-delayed, then we run the delayed start. I'm just getting really hungry and I'm having a hard time focusing. This is not that hard to think through, but man, the hungrier I get, the harder. It's like all I need to do is make sure that this check does not occur before there is a pylon in the list. So we don't want so Alpha Indigo pylon, blah blah blah. And I can do that in the actual I can keep this here and then actually do it in the logic that you don't check if enemy pylon. Can we just say, like, when I coded my own function, I did something then if enemy is attacking, return enemy position, else return none. Can I say if enemy pylon? Can I say if it's not empty? Can I say if not enemy pylon? No. Because it would be good if I could just say, okay, if this is not empty, then check. But then, okay, let's see what happens. Let's just run it and work with the error. We'll see what it says. I mean, it might just poop back at me and say, hey, you know what, there's no position. But let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna wind this down. We're gonna solve this, and then boop. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're good. Okay. I guess that wasn't as big as a deal as I thought it was gonna be. I need to make sure you guys can see this screen. Okay, so good news is we're good. So let's see what happens now. So now we know the enemy pylon exists. We have the position of the enemy pylon. And then it's going here, and then it's like, hi, I'm here. Okay, so that, I don't know if this, I mean, it worked better than not working. I don't know why it's printing off the charging for finishing blow though, but okay, so we know now that the position works. What we don't know is where is the arrive, so we don't need this print statement anymore. So we know where the enemy pylon position is. Did I should attack? Did I uncomment out the attack position? Because that should not be should attack from. Why is this running? If or self-defense position. This should be turned off. There's no reason for this to even be working. That is strange. Yeah. Oh, is this turning on because arrive is set? But even if that is the case, this method isn't being used at any point. Interesting. Is it turned on because arrive is set to true? Arrive. Oh, that's what's happening. Arrive is being set to true, and that must actually set something off somewhere else. So arrive. If self enemy pylon. Finishing blow. Why? Okay, we don't need this. Well, let's turn this off for a sec. She don't need you to tell me you're doing the finishing blow. That's okay. See, it's actually good to know what it's thinking. Yeah, they didn't go around. That is weird. And I think that's because something is awry. Because they should go around. That is the point. They were supposed to go around. But that might be because they arrived and then it bypassed some of our logic. So we need to kind of Okay, let's see what happens. So now they're gonna go and say, hey, so it is weird that they didn't go around. They should have gone around. Not really sure why they did not go around. Can explore that in a second, because they should have gone around. Behavior was a little bit better. Overall, the behavior was a bit better, but they should have gone around. Let's see what he was thinking. Okay, we don't really need these. Okay, so we don't need these print statements anymore. So we know that it's doing this. So it's going here. It's pathing group to target. So it's pathing group to target, pathing group to target. And then at some point, it decides and it changes its mind. So it goes, oh, arrived attack position. Okay, so here it is. Okay. Oh, it worked. It worked. That's why I didn't do it. It worked. Okay. What if we... Oh, I got it, guys. I got it. Why don't we do this? So instead of going to enemy location, what is this, like self.enemy enemy? So instead of going to self.start enemy location, okay, so let's say this. So let's say instead of going to the enemy start location, go to self dot enemy pylon position 1, and then same thing, position 1. This should probably also be the same thing. Pylon position, same thing. And then, so yeah, we're arriving now. I actually need to figure out why it's doing this one, but that's not a big deal. So we're arriving, we're getting to the enemy start location, and so it's like, okay, arrived at attack position. This became true. It's like, okay, it arrived, and it's like, cool. Closer to than 3. We can actually make this smaller to like closer to 2. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And then we're going to want to turn on the danger sense to be higher. Let's see what happens, because maybe let's see what happens. So now we just have to tweak the danger sense, and we've just tweak the danger sense and tweak the sensitivity, and I think we should be okay. Because that's the position we want to go. We want to go to that position. We want to go towards the pylon. I hope this actually doesn't break. Don't break. All right, we're not breaking. No break, no break. All right. Okay, so then they're like, okay, we're going here, we're going here. We're gonna line up, we're gonna wait. Perfect. And then we're like, okay, not bad. Let's go around. So then they're like, oh, let's go around. Oh no. Oh no. That was terrible. What happened there? Did we not arrive? We did arrive. What went wrong there, buddies? We did arrive. Maybe we arrived too late. Okay, let's check. So control attackers. Okay, so control attackers. So like if ranged. If not, so if not self-arrive or melee combat hasn't started. So if we haven't arrived and melee hasn't started. So maybe I need to turn up the arrive. So success distance is 0.05. So we are printing the targets. So they both have the same target. I should probably print the pylon so I can confirm that the target and the pylon is the same, but I feel like at this stage, okay, you know what we'll do? We'll print the pylon once on delayed, so we know that where the pylons it's on delayed start. Print. Well, here it is. So we can select print self.enemy pylon position, and hopefully that won't crash. Let me say like something like enemy pylon, and this was like center. And so hopefully we want to go back to control and then say, okay, control attackers. And then we're like, okay, let's turn up the sensitivity. Let's say danger distance equals 10. Threshold 0.5. That's a good starting point. Then we'll tweak that later. Same thing. Success. Danger 10. 0.5 threshold. What's the default point threshold? It's actually 5. Danger threshold. What does that do again? Influence at which a danger is respected. If danger is set to true, how far to check for danger? Since danger is set to default, checks for danger. If none are present, pathing query is skipped. So checks for danger. If none is present, the pathing query is skipped. Isn't? I thought pathing did. I thought it was set to influence at which danger is respected. Danger. So let's add danger to this. Sense danger is set to false automatically. So sense danger equals true. Hope the order doesn't matter. So we'll say sense danger equals true. Well, let's see what happens. Okay. Then, if we are lucky, I don't know what that is and why that was there. Okay, if we're lucky, we should be able. Hopefully, he will sense the danger and do what he's supposed to do. And if it does, I'm going to then push this up, and then I'm going to go eat something. That is not the right window. That too is not the right window. Here we go. Guys are like sorting themselves out. Okay, so then, so it says actually the enemy pylon is 14.28. Okay, so yeah, it's going to the enemy pylon. That's right. I mean, that was weird. Like, it worked, which is good, but it didn't go around. And I wonder if that's because so it didn't go around, and I wonder if that's because it is I wonder, what if the success threshold is really high here? Maybe we should put it to 2 or 1. Once it's at 1, then it should respect and consider it successful. We'll change the arrive to 1 and see if that gives us a little bit more leeway to play. Let's see if we can see when it says arrive. Because if we can see when it says arrive, that means we know. If it says arrive really far out, then we know that we have like a lot of distance, and that's why we're not let's see what happens. So it's like Arrive, 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 arrive. Oh, that was actually pretty close. I don't know. That wasn't all that like. And granted, we actually also don't want it to. Maybe we should put dummy bot a little bit further out. Let's see if we can get dummy bot to move a little bit further out from the pylon, because that would then so I feel like dummy bot being so close to defend bot. So it goes on step, target equals start location. If self-dust structures equals pylon, target equals self-dust structures pylon 0, unit in self-dust move target. Can I say maybe like minus or offset? So target equals self-dust start location. So it's like on. So if it has a pylon, then the target equals. It's always doing this on step though. So it should probably be like else. Target equals. And then for every unit in self unit idle, move target so and so. How do we say if we want to? No, it's actually almost ready to go on ladder, Dog Tato. It's actually fairly close. Right now, I think we're just struggling to get. Struggling to get this move command to respect the distance of the AIs of the enemy. So can we go like minus? I want to go to the right. So X and Y. So like minus 2, minus, or do I want to go plus 2? Is it this way or that way? Plus 2 plus 0 is fine. Let's go plus 2. Let's see what happens now. Hopefully they'll move a little bit to the right. I think we're set to. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to wait too long. Maybe we'll just put him up now. I mean, I guess let's just package him up. I think it's kind of ready to go. I think Dog Tato puts up a good point. All right. Let's just make sure he doesn't crash, and I think we'll just bottle this guy up and then send him to the ladder. Unless he crashed. In which case... So maybe this actually doesn't work. Let's try. Bu- 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 Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, I think we're ready to put this boy up on the ladder. I really would like to see him respect what's going on here, but so he comes. I mean, so far so good. So what if we go when we look at arrive? Where is he? We'll turn down the arrive. Should attack for defense position now. What is triggering that? Should attack. If self full attack or self defense position. Okay, so what's setting full attack? Self defense mode and self pylon. So it's like self full attack. What is setting off full attack? What's setting off the full attack? Is it just the time? If time has gone by, full attack is turned on. If self-defense mode and self-pylon. So full attack is set to 0. If full attack or self-defense position. Oh shit. Hello. Dog Tato.
Are you still trying to figure out where full attack is set?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to set right now. Where
20 seconds in the future. So yeah, it looks like there's two ways. One is a defensive, one's offensive. If you're holding your defense position and you're past 30 seconds, then it sets to be true there. Or if you're being attacked, your pylon is being attacked, and it sets it there. Those are the
okay. So wait, hold on. Say that again. So full attack is set when we are obviously if it's after 30 seconds. Okay. If not, and self. Ah, I see. And 30 seconds. So we're actually there's a bit of a conflict there because I have. Okay, that makes sense. So some things in
Well,
logic is being set because we have full attack happening, and at the same time we are moving around to go check on the enemy's pylon. Okay, let's go see what settings do we have for 30 seconds. So if self dot. I should have.
full attack is overriding your poke-in logic.
Yes, I know. Now I realize what's happening. That explains it. Okay, that's what's happening. So maybe I should have said.
So should the poke-in just be happening sooner than it's running out of time before 30 seconds? Is that the problem?
That's a good question. So actually, maybe I had actually. Was it delayed attack? Or is it launch late attack? What was the setting for launch late attack? Because maybe we can actually launch late attack could be grouped in to the idea that launch late attack is actually because launch late attack is if the enemy has not attacked. Well, okay, hold on. No, because full attack is a fail safe. If nothing has occurred. So actually, that we have two competing things. That's the problem because full attack is if nothing has occurred, the enemy goes. So actually, technically, don't need full attack, and the poke-in is necessary.
You might just try disabling the full attack based on the time.
Yes, or increase the full attack to a different amount of time. Because the launch later, well, so right now I don't have a launch. I should actually probably, for simplicity, have it as launch late attack. Launch late attack is if the enemy has not attacked Angler, and it is gonna sneak around to make sure that the enemy is, or to attack the pylon. So I guess they're actually serving the same function, but the full attack has no specific. No specific method. It's just going straight for the enemy pylon, as opposed to my other method, which is to poke around. So that explains why it's not trying to sneak around anymore. What do I want to do? Because launch late attack, the full attack is actually tied to when we were on the other map, which is BWA. If enemy. Okay, so yeah, here it is. So it is falling into the other method. That's what's going on here. So if not melee self-combat start and self-time over 3, set self-launch deck to true. If self-launch deck or self-check defense. Why don't I just instead of changing this up, because for the most part the actual targets are correct. Why not, when I say control control attackers, so when we're going to control attackers, then why don't we actually say launch late attack is the actual trigger here. So instead of 30 seconds, we can just say if launch late attack, if launch late, was it self.launch late attack? Self.launch late attack? Or where is it? Self.launch late attack. And self.map is PM. Actually, I don't think it has. I think even if it isn't PM, you'd probably want to do this. But I think I actually have a different method for BMA, but we'll do this for now. And then why don't we try this again for the other, which is if not, and if self.launch late attack. Okay, Let's see what happens. Uh, well, so what were they saying about the map? The micro map. I wasn't following the whole thing.
Well, Cognite was saying that it's really about like tactics, not micro. And so they're redesigning it to have like a flat, open, like rectangular map. And
I mean, I like it about tactics though.
yeah, and it's like they're handcrafting some matchups, and it's like one team is the attacker and the other's the defender. They're like theater ways to make it not be like someone just runs away the whole time. But
Sounds like a whole redesign.
I don't know. It sounds it's still very much a work in progress.
Okay. Well, I think we have.
I think it would be cool if it was like one team had a pylon, and then both teams were just a random set of this like mirror matchup of just a random set of units, and it's just like go out, try to destroy the pylon, and try to defend it.
I mean, I'm a big fan of like what we have now. I think this is fine personally, but let's see what's happening here.
I haven't tried it yet because.
Ah. Well.
Oh, that's a nice setup.
Except he ran right into destruction. Yeah, that did not work out too well. I'm not really 100% sure why. Let's see what's happened here.
What did you change?
I changed the logic around. Hold on. Did it trigger the arrive? Let's find out.
It was changing to finishing blow.
Yeah, it changed to it did it not change to arrive?
I didn't notice.
It doesn't say. Melee combat started. Okay, so that did not work. So yeah, arrive needs to be in here somewhere. So what if we actually bring back arrive? And actually get rid of this self.mini started. And then just have this. Maybe turn down some of this, like some of these prints. What is this? Range target. So I don't really need to know which targets we're targeting anymore. That's not necessary. Because I already know what target. Though the melee target's missing. I just realized it. Where's the melee target? Do you want to get your hand in here? Get a try. Oh, you're unmuted. Never mind.
I'm not sure. What was? I'm not sure what the last thing you changed was.
Either way.
At least watch a more live version of what you're doing.
Yeah, I will give you that right now. Sent you the invite.
Yep.
Ranged target. let's turn off this for now. It's good to get a set of eyes on this too. Range target. Okay, let's see what happens now. Maybe this will.
I do agree with Pablo that you kind of do for a refactor. It's
Yeah.
a little hard to follow the logic.
Yeah, I actually. It's funny. I tried that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, it didn't actually work." Because I tried. I was doing a refactor. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll wait till after this week." But a refactor is a good idea.
Yeah, something to kind of organize the logic for the two different maps better, I think.
Yeah.
Just kind of intersperse through it, and
What is? Oh, what's happening here?
you could make like a class for each map, and then for the things you want done differently, you could have a function.
Yeah.
To...
Oh, now it's. Oh, now it's going around. I don't know why I decided to do it now properly, but it worked now. And then it ran into death.
Very weird initial setup.
That was a weird initial setup. Actually, you know what? Increase the pylon arrive to 3 and see what happens. And you're right, it is a little bit harder to follow than...
I wonder if it was trying to both do the circle around and get into the initial defensive position at the same time or something. If those were conflicting.
It's follow it. Is that target? What is that target? Is that the melee's target? Is it going to be actually print? Yeah, that's the melee's target. No need for that print to clutter up things. And then at some point, it was like, should circle around. And then it went circle around. Did it hit and arrive? Ever? No, it didn't. It didn't arrive. All right. You want to let you give it a shot and see if you can figure out where we got stuck. But
I'm not sure.
it will be around in the part where we're what's it called again? In arrive. So if you jump down, arrive. And you're right. I think after this week, I will reorganize or give it a refactor, so we can have a much cleaner look of things.
So from arrive. So it's not actually reaching the defensive position.
It has before, but not for some reason. In this particular iteration, it has not reached the defense position. So, or it's not. You know what? I just think it's only. I just realized it. I think it's only checking the stock. Oh wait, that's not. Sorry, it's this down here. It's a check attack position, not the defense position. That's.
Well, but it wasn't getting into the defense position good either. So
No, the defense position's turned off.
oh, okay.
That's turned off.
So it never said arrived at attack position, you're saying?
No, it didn't.
So I'm done.
I just realized I changed the wrong button. Was it? Oops. Okay, that was right. Where's arrive?
Just thinking.
How did I get back to?
It's slightly easier to make sense of.
We'll follow Dog Tato's cursor.
I was sneaking in edits between you doing things. It was jumping around a bit, but now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if arrived units, which is units closer than distance position. Yep.
Now that used to be 3, but I decided to 2. That way, I wanted it to be a little bit closer. But I don't know. That is
pylon is a unit. Yeah. I mean, in theory, you don't have to pass the position. And then there's it's called one step. Delayed start, I'm guessing gets set just to just remind yourself what actually. Delayed start. It's just your. Okay, yeah, that's what that is. Yes, okay. So yeah, it it's possible arrive is being set. What you would only see it say this once though is the thing, so it would be easy to miss it.
Yeah, well, it definitely is only supposed to say it once, and it did say it in the past iteration, so it has worked before. For some reason, it is bypassing it now, or it's not actually arriving. But you're right; it could actually I could actually be missing it.
So you disable check defense positions here.
Yes.
But you didn't disable it here.
Okay, let's disable it. Let's disable it there then.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just see. Because that could be setting arrive equals true. Which was anywhere else. Oh, just those 2 pulses. So yeah.
Should we give it a shot and see what happens?
Sure.
Let's see what happens.
I'm just trying to think why it would matter to call check defensive positions.
Mind me, the idea was the defense position was checking for on the other map.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it'll get to the defense position, it'll set arrive to be true, and then when you try to attack, it'll just always be true, so it won't get to this part. So this should make a difference.
I wonder what's happening here. That's weird. You did that before.
Still at the force field lineup.
Okay, so now it's circling around. Did not arrive. And then they only decided to stop because they took damage. Oh, now they arrived. Maybe it's too low?
2 is pretty close. No, they're within 2 of it now.
Well, now it like So yeah, it arrived now. So maybe increase arrive to 3.
Wait. Oh, wow. Yeah,
What?
it's like they have to be touching it to count as arrived.
Yeah, but they should have also if it took damage, I should have also.
You know what? Try. Maybe we'll delete this dot position and it'll consider the radius of the unit. Let's see. If is instance position unit and distance square. This one goes deep, like.
You've taken us down a rabbit hole.
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't consider the unit. I was curious if it considered the radius of the unit. And it didn't look like it did. But yeah, maybe just increasing that number.
Are we gonna add back the position?
Make it like 4. No, you don't need to change the position.
Okay,
It's the same.
Where are they trying to go to now?
Are they doing the thing in the beginning of shuffling between the middle and behind the pillar?
Yeah.
Yeah. That while I'm waiting for it to load.
I wonder what happened. Why is it doing that now? It's been working up until this point. I wonder why it suddenly decided it's going to start bouncing from. Okay, yeah, now it arrived. All right, so now it's doing its thing. Maybe even increase it. You put it at 4, right? Maybe I won't even. Yeah, 4 is fine actually. I think 4 is fine. Now we just have to figure out why it's doing its why it's no longer doing its formation.
The initial defensive one. Yeah.
But it's bouncing between targets. Well, meantime, I'm gonna actually get ready to put this onto the ladder. Let's see. So once we figure this out, I'm gonna put it up on there. All right.
Okay, it's melee. Combat hasn't started. It hasn't arrived. We're on PM.
Wow, my nanny is still 5th on the ladder. I've not checked in a while. Oh, little nanny. Okay.
Let's just look at what you've changed.
Oh, there's a debug.
So check attack position use or is now added there. But does check attack position? Check attack position is new. Okay.
Yeah, I created that.
And it checks things are new. Pylon instead of mirror. That. This changed. Those shouldn't matter, but this, like inverted, changed from. Wait, what? That diff doesn't make any sense.
Which
Oh,
one?
never mind. Never mind. You say if. Yeah, so this used to check if the time was greater than 30, and now it checks that it hasn't arrived.
Yes, you're right. So we do need the time is greater than 30. So only needs to check after. So he does need to know.
So
I mean, it could have been also if self attack as well. Should be like our full attack. If full attack is set as well. If it's not full attack, because full attack only comes after.
Well, full attack gets set by
After 30.
it being over 30.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's probably broken the defense position somehow with using self.arrive instead for an offense position. Because yeah, you
probably can revert it then, because I think whatever logic I had before actually worked fairly well. So probably say like if not after 30.
So I put this back. And so this, oh, you changed.
What?
Well, I guess that doesn't matter. Start location to pylon position is fine.
Yeah. Yes.
That makes sense. Although, did you just change that? Because it looked like they were still trying to get to the start location. But
Wait, is that at the start?
like the position back behind the pylon that it seems like they try to go to.
Yeah, they did. I actually, that is what they're trying to do now, and I don't know why. I did check the positions at the start, and it is checking the right pylon positions. But for whatever reason, it's trying to check behind.
I feel like, let's see. Just try to think out of either make another variable or use arrive. Like set it back to be false when it changes mode. I think that is more what you're going for. Like we would want to have something to do here where it's like we should only be checking one of these.
Yeah.
Like we want to go to the defensive position first, right? And then go to the attack position.
Yes. But the defense position was that was checking for a different, like that's not actually what the defense position isn't what controls the initial.
Oh, it was that secondary like
Yes.
defensive position
Yeah.
like up top.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe we don't need it then. But this isn't doing anything probably. So it's should just be doing this likely because well it still has well maybe it doesn't. So it's stalker defense position or defense stalker position only set for that one map?
No, it's
No.
set at the start.
Okay, so okay, so this is the one of the spots it's like wavering between at the start. But then it also seems to be trying to get to the map center with everything. Alright, so this hasn't changed. It was lining up so cleanly before. Like this seems so if ranged. This doesn't change the target, it's just the condition, and it's based on arriving. So they should always move to current target ranged until.
Oh. Why my person jumped in there?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it stopped working based on these changes.
let's I'm good. We can run this through an AI and see what it sees. Mm. Well, that wasn't very helpful at all. Okay, probably should have given it more context. Let's run this.
Danger distance 10. Interesting.
Oh,
That's
no, that
very
shouldn't.
large.
That is very large. That was.
What does that do?
So that is how much it respects the distance of when it's going past the target, the enemy, and it should cause it to try to veer around them. Probably doesn't need to be that large, but I was actually doing a wide one because I wanted to see, and I maybe forgot to switch it back down to a lower version.
Yeah. Might just try commenting all that out and see if it behaves that much differently. I really don't know what effect all those would have on
I
the
think
movement.
it's moving back to where it's supposed to go now. Let's see what happens.
Oh, so this is just
Okay,
changing
so
like full attack, I guess.
okay, so they went back. Well, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
I should double check to make sure they do it on the other side. Okay, that worked. Okay. That worked. Maybe I'll decrease the danger distance a bit, but assuming it works on the other side, that won't be too bad. Wait, hold on. Why is it still trying to go to this location though? What is that? Can you check the melee, where the melee is trying to go? See if it's trying to go to the enemy start. Make sure it's not trying to go to the enemy start location.
Well, it's going at enemies. Oh, now one goes to the. Yeah, I mean, we might just pass. To this one. Did it turn him into a scout? Maybe.
Maybe he was by himself.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm thinking that. Changing to finishing blow. It says self-full attack equals true and current target equals enemy start location.
Yeah, let's change that to the pylon. Everything should be to the pylon. No need to the enemy start location.
Should the scout do that too? I just want to.
Everything should probably do
yeah, no more instances of start.
Yeah, enemy pylon should be the default.
I did comment out. I think I commented out these, but it seemed like it worked with them, so I'll just put it back.
Okay, let's see where it lands. Hopefully it's on the other side. I'd like to get to see a right side and how that works.
Keep. Well, this will be a test of what it does with those commented out. So
Okay, it's going to where it
see
needs
if
to
it
go.
makes any difference.
Mhm. I would like that this stalker stays a little bit back. I'm not gonna be super picky for this session, but I'd probably want the stalker to step a little bit. Wait, where's this guy going, buddy?
It's funny at the start, the stalker's like, okay, we've arrived, and then like, we're good, and then the second stalker shows up, pushes them forward, and then the zealots shove them all forward, and they don't
Uh-oh.
check again that they're still arrived.
Can you check the scout? Make sure it's the enemy pylon and not self pylon.
Oh,
Oh, he might even win. He might actually still win, weirdly enough, but
oh yeah, enemy pile.
oh yeah. Yeah, they're going back to the pylon instead of yeah.
Yep.
They need to go back to self enemy pylon. But they kind of won, so that's okay. Not that, ideally you want them to go to the right pylon, but oops, what did I just click? Oh.
Change. And launch. All right.
Well, some of them are still supposed to go to the. Hopefully, you didn't change all the.
No, I didn't change.
Okay.
I only changed the...
Okay, just making sure. I'm like, wait, there are some like self-dot pylons that are supposed to stay.
Yeah, no, I did it for the diff, so I was only changing the ones that were green.
Oh, okay.
I find it easier to work from the diff a lot of the time because it's just like, here's all the parts that you're changing.
I agree. All right, let's see what happens. All right, are we going to the right place? Oh, so far so good. Though I really would have liked the other side, but it's fine. Oh, it's not showing the right on the stream. Well, actually, now the stalker's in the right spot. I guess it's gonna be like a bit of luck of the draw. Okay. Circle around. Comes and gets closer. And then it arrives, and then that's okay. Well, that's good. Though I probably would want to. I'm going to lower this danger distance to 5.
Yeah, I think with that in place, the stalkers are over microing.
Yeah, because I put the danger distance too high. Wait, where's the melee's version of that?
Yeah, it's melee is like line 360. And stalker is this one.
Oh, okay. Probably put this one to 5 and just leave it at 5, or at least leave it there. One more run, and then commit, and then put it up on the ladder and see what happens. We'll leave it, and then next week we'll check on what happens. We'll run it, and let's see what we get. Just make sure it runs and works fine one last time. And then I'm gonna go eat. Let's find out. That is not the right window. Oh, good. They're going to the right spot. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Reorientate yourself. Good. And then they're gonna go okay. And they're like, we have arrived. And then they're like, all right, we're here. Perfect. What's going on with this stalker? I'm gonna assume he's shooting. He is shooting. Okay.
What happens if you play your bot against itself?
I don't know. I thought, doesn't this automatically give a win? Or is there still an enemy unit on this map?
Yeah, I'm not sure the stalkers are they even attacking?
Uh,
Now they are.
I hope they were.
Well, now that like they're the last two units and it's just a pylon, they definitely are. But I watched like two zealots slugging it out, and they seemed pretty matched. Like one wasn't getting any assistance, but maybe they were both getting shot by.
I think so, because like they would have, if the stalkers weren't attacking, they would have lost for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It's just hard to see. It's on the faster speed.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I need to turn off the sleep before I put it up on the ladder. And turn off that sleep. Where is that sleep?
Right.
All right. Or just comment it out, I guess. All right. All right. Let's pop this bad boy up there. Let's see. Updated Eris. Updated Eris. That's these two. Updated Eris. Updated. That's committed. And then re-added defense bot. That's in the run.
Where do you have this hosted?
You mean in what GitHub?
Yeah.
In the versus AI GitHub, it is. I'll pop the actual link to it, to the specific. Oh, that is not it. That is the Eris framework.
Have you ever set up a GitHub action to auto build the bot? And
yes.
upload it?
Yes. There is. Oh, you know what? There is one already in here because this is the Eris framework.
Oh, nice.
So it is. My brain is frozen. Where
is it? Like a Python script that you can just hook up to the action?
Yes, and I have to put the bot ID. So I think I have to do it the first time so I get the bot ID if I remember correctly, and then after that it will do it every time. This is the old script. Where is the new one? Is it in Eris? it an Eris?
I'm not sure what it would be called.
It's in I've played around with this before. I'm trying to remember. My brain is. Oh, you know what? Let me just pull up.
YAML is. Does it use the YAML?
Let me pull up the Eris indexes.
I rolled my own, but I don't remember what it involved.
GitHub. Eris framework. Oh my god. GitHub. Okay, found it. Oh, that was actually a lot harder than I thought. Or at least I found Eris, and then uploading to AI Arena. It's in the config.yaml. Config.yaml.
Yeah, that's right.
Where is that located? Here it is, config.yaml. All right, so config.yaml, blah, 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 blah. Auto upload to AI Arena, but I need to give it something. There's something I need to give it before I can do that. Setting true uploads AI Arena to push to the main branch. See tutorial, read me before
you
setting
need the
true.
API key.
Yes, and the bot ID. So actually,
yeah.
So visit AI Arena, create an account if you don't have one. If necessary, set up a new bot via AI Arena. Navigate. Okay. Can I create one? Can I create a bot without uploading a file, or do I need to do that the first time?
Yeah, you can create a bot without uploading a file.
Okay, let's find out. And this is Angler, so he'll be called Angler.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's find out.
I mean, honestly,
nope. I have to upload I have to upload a file first.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to set him up the first time, and then next time we can set him up for it each time. So. But there is in Python SC2 there is already a script that creates a file that you can upload, so we should be able to be okay.
Oh wow, that's in Python SC2.
Yeah, it's there's a script action that sets it automatically.
Well, I had to tweak mine anyways.
So all we gotta do is upload it up to GitHub, and it should be fine. So last thing we gotta do is just what did we do for this one? We added a tac code when near pylon or sense pylon. Then add this commit. Done. Okay. And we'll wait for the get action to be finished. Actually, I'll put on my screen the uploading the bot so we can all enjoy his ascension to the ladder. We have to wait till the get action is finished, though.
You gotta do some of that off stream, copying the API key.
Yeah, that I'm doing. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do that before. I'll do it for next week. Right now, all I'm gonna do is upload it, his zip file, and then put him onto the ladder, and then I'll do all that stuff off.
And hope it runs.
I mean,
I guess it's not your first bot.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident he should run. I would be shocked. Whether he will win is a completely different thing, but like I'm pretty confident he will run. I mean, I guess that could always be not true. But
mine had a gap between running locally and running on the ladder.
I mean, these
Yeah,
these
but mine was more built from scratch.
yeah, these these workflows seem to always work really well. Like yeah, because I'm on a framework, so I'm pretty. Yeah, this is not my first bot going on the ladder, and I'm pretty confident that he will run. Whether or not he will not crash or whether he won't, whatever, I cannot say for sure, but I will say that he will run. I just have to remember how to get the file that it produces. Actions. All right, he's done. Okay, it builds. Okay, but I remember, how do I download this again? Oh, there it is. Why is this zip file not clickable? No. Says the job is complete. I've not done this in a while. I'm trying to remember how to. Am I not logged in? Is that why? Oh, that's why. I'm not logged in. Okay, well, that explains it. I'm like, why won't it let me click on this? It's because I'm not logged into my GitHub. I'm like, that's weird. It should just let me like log in. I mean, it should let me just download this thing. And that's because I wasn't logged in. And now I can click on it. All right, there we go. Okay. Actually, I'll share my screen so everyone can see this bot going up. Can I capture browser? If we do this, that if we do this, will it just? Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Huh. Brave. Okay. Turn on. All right, upload this file. Where is... Nope. Oh, you know what? I just realized I probably have to transition it over. That was it. Okay. That is the wrong window anyways. Ooh, nice. Hideous. Oh, it's locked. That's why. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Uploaded. Let's go. Angler, on your way. We are now witnessing the birth of a star.
Number 2 on the ladder.
Wait, what?
I'm just aiming for.
Oh. We actually have to register him for this competition.
Yeah.
Join competition. Micro ladder. Join. All right. He is there now. All right. So he's going to be on there. Give him some time. We'll see what happens. Right now, Nanny is still, you know what? Let's take a peek on Nanny since it's been so long. How has he been? It's above Cat Rock. That's all that matters. it's actually been not so bad. Like for someone, a bot I haven't touched for since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Not bad. All right. Well, that was a fantastic session. I would say successful in the sense that the bot is up on the ladder. Next week, I will set it so that we can automatically update him when we're done without having to touch it. And then we'll also explore. Actually, let me just change cameras. Who's now got all this stuff up on here? Sweet. So yeah, we will set so that he will check what the bot is doing, how it's doing, how it is performing, and then we will adjust based on what has happened on the ladder. We'll watch a couple of replays and then we'll recalibrate our strategy. That's it. So thanks, Dogtato, for showing up to help clean up the last bit of code. And yeah, we're finally this little project's finally on the ladder. So we'll see. We'll see it next. Hopefully, I'll see you next week as well, and you'll be here. And if not, we'll.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand why what I changed made it behave differently, but it did.
I mean, I've come to learn and appreciate that sometimes you'll never know the life secrets of code. You'll change one thing, and I don't know. I have no clue because, to be honest, I don't even know why it didn't work in the first place. So we're just tossing it up there. We're gonna go see what happens, and hopefully, those of you on the stream, we'll see you next week, and we can go over the code together. This was actually exceptionally long stream, but now I am hungry, and then I will see the rest of you next week for assembly. Woo.
Andrew.